This is John Paul Rye. I'm coming from Tokyo, Japan. Some people call me... Today, talking about Ruby Rose and how she is now joining the war on white dudes, as I call it. And I say that because it seems like a lot of actresses and actors and directors in Hollywood have a bad habit of saying white dude, white dude, white dude. Ruby Rose here is actually calling out old white men, and she's actually calling out her haters of the show. But what she doesn't realize is the haters of her show are also many different colors and races and genders, I bet. Because the show looks like a really cheesy, fake, plastic, cringy show. So it's not something that too many people would like. Let's get into this article. It's got a lot of pop-up ads, but they're all in Japanese. Don't worry. It's kind of cool anyway. Here it is. So here you could see, there's plenty of shows for white old men. Ruby Rose hits back at online haters who slammed her casting as Batwoman. And just like I said, it's not just old white men. Well, I mean as the CW show, not the character itself. The thing got, I can't remember guys, I think it's like 400,000 dislikes. How many of those dislikes out of 400,000 do you think were white old men? I'm gonna bet that like, I don't know, let's throw a random educated number guess out there. Probably at least 25 to 30 to 40% of those votes were women, blacks, Mexicans, Chinese, everybody. Even if like half of those dislikes or downvotes were old white dudes, she'd still have to address the other people. Same bullshit that Lucasfilms calls out. Oh, white male, white male, white men, white men, white men don't like Star Wars anymore. They're ruining the franchise. Except, what about all the people who aren't white that don't like it? You guys have to answer that. You guys have to answer that question, or the argument is absolute crap. Absolutely meaningless. She's set to play the first on-screen lesbian superhero Batwoman, but Ruby Rose faced huge backlash when she was cast in the leading role, forcing her to shut down her Twitter account last year. And nobody can force anybody to shut down a Twitter account. Maybe she got a lot of hate, a lot of comments that she didn't like, things like that, but she could just delete the thread. Start over. Nobody can force anybody to get off Twitter or Instagram or any of that. So that's kind of a little of a bullshit phrase. I get what they mean. Maybe she got bullied, this and that, but, you know, just saying. Now the model turned 33 has hit back at her online haters in a candid interview with Glamour. And no, she didn't. She hit back at white old men, and she let her other haters off the hook. She didn't mention them. She didn't mention the women. She didn't mention the other colored folk of any other race except white. She just mentioned white. So she actually threw a punch, and the punch went sideways and didn't go anywhere. There's plenty of shows for old white men. Ruby Rose has hit back at online haters who slammed her casting as Batwoman. And you know what? Not many people actually slammed Ruby Rose in the casting. What they slammed was the political messages in the show. It's such misguided bullshit. It's really frustrating. The articles state things that just aren't true. You could watch my videos. I probably have about a dozen videos on Batwoman. You know, I was very careful about not insulting Ruby Rose because it's not her fault. She didn't write the script. She would have, you know, probably done whatever they'd given her for the script. Happy to play the part. If it was a straight woman, she would have done it. You know, if it was a green Martian from Mars in the Batwoman suit, she would have done it. She was probably just happy to get the job. And now they're saying that she personally got the backlash. Maybe she did. I can't be in all places at all times. You know, I can only read as much as I could read. But I think from at least the community of videos that we're making, it was the backlash against the story and the identity politics, not against Ruby Rose personally. So again, she threw a punch where she shouldn't have thrown a punch. Just like Brie Larson. Guess they're in a little club now. So, yeah, I nicknamed this the War on White Dudes. Now here we get the same bullshit again. Some people might not see themselves on screen and therefore not see the point. But there's obviously plenty of shows for people like that. There's plenty of shows for old white men, Ruby said. You know, same bullshit we get from Lucasfilms. Well, we need people on the screen of diversity so people watching the movie can identify, when we've heard over and over and over and over and over from our friends who are of all different races. They don't need to look at someone on the screen and relate to a literal skin color or something like that. The Pitch Perfect 3-star said that although her character is openly gay, it is not her character's only defining quality. Her being gay is definitely part of who she is, and it's definitely part of the story in establishing why she's not in the military anymore, but the show is not about a gay superhero, it's about a superhero, she said. They say that in the comics, Batwoman's alter ego is a Jewish lesbian woman named Kate Kane, who is Bruce Wayne's cousin. That's a mouthful. Critics complained that Ruby was not Jewish and that she had identified as gender fluid in the past, meaning she could not strictly play a woman who loves women. And she deleted a bunch of tweets. These actors always deleting. I don't delete my tweets. They're up there. You guys can see them all. I'm not embarrassed of anything I said. She says she came out of the closet at 12 years old. And she said people have told her she's too gay. Okay. I've never said that. I've never heard anyone say that, and that sounds kind of a little bit ridiculous to me. So once again, we're going around in circles here where Ruby Rose is saying the same shit that Brie Larson said, and now she's also saying the same shit that Lucasfilm said about how people need to see their own race and gender on screen to identify with the character, when over and over we've been told that many of our good friends can relate to Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Han Solo from the 70s without needing to see certain colors. I mean, that's what they were. So it's just this identity politics that really kind of drives me crazy, and I'm going to keep covering it. I made this channel a year and a half ago to criticize The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens specifically, but now I end up talking about this gender politic, gay, not that that's bad, but that stuff, you know, and I don't really want to, but it's so intertwined with entertainment that I have to. I've got no choice. I have to just talk about this stuff, or else I'm not being honest and talking about what's actually going on in entertainment. Channels that oppose me, they're not really giving their full opinion. They're just kind of saying stuff about the content of the movies and ignoring the stuff that's going on in the movies. Like if you like The Last Jedi, you can ignore the fact that Holdo and Rolls and Rey were playing identity politics in those movies. And if you just give the movie some dry critique, it's fake. It's actually fake. I'm going to do a shout out. Shout out goes to Fake News Jeremy, and, you know, cool guy on Twitter. He might not even be subscribed here, but sometimes I give shout outs and I'm like, check this out, dude. You got a shout out. Anyway, if you're not subscribed here, click that subscribe button and press it. Whatever you got to do to get subscribed. I screw up a lot at the end, but that's okay because it's the end. See you next time.
If you are not subscribed to this channel, The Entertainment Hacker, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button now.